Welcome to this week's 2 Minute Tuesday. This video is all about the telltale signs that you've got a dodgy smoke control system. We survey a lot of old buildings, so we get pretty used to the kind of gremlins you find lurking under the surface. However, a lot of inspectors that we speak to don't know what they're looking for. When you're inspecting a property, you might be in two minds whether or not to get a specialist to come and look at the smoke ventilation system, but there are some things that should be a red flag. Here's our handy guide to what you should watch out for. Let's roll the intro. First things first, does the building even need a smoke ventilation system? I've answered that question before, so check out the linked video to find out. Once we've established the fact that the building needs a smoke ventilation system, we're going to look out for some common flaws. Firstly, are there vents on the roof? If yes, do they work? That might sound obvious, but you'd be surprised at the amount of times they're damaged or broken. If they do work, do they open to 140 degrees or more? If they don't, that's an immediate red flag. Next, is there a smoke shaft? If there's a smoke shaft, have a look inside it. Can you see anything obstructing it? Does it have any equipment in it? Does it have any holes in it? If you've answered yes to any of those points, again, another red flag. Now, let's have a look at the vents into the smoke shaft. First things first, do they open? Next, are the vents fire doors? If so, there's a high chance they won't be compliant smoke vents. Also, check the actuator. Is it just a standard electric door opener? The use of fire doors and standard actuators as smoke shaft vents is not in accordance with regulation, as this is not a tested life safety device and cannot be deemed tested for fire, reliability, loads or active free area. The same thing applies if you see any site installed actuators on facade windows. There's a high chance they'll be non-compliant. Moving on, if you can operate the smoke ventilation system, make sure the vent at the top of the stair opens before or at the same time as the vent on the storey where the fire is located. This will give you a reasonable indication as to whether the cause and effects of the system have been set up correctly. Next, check the signage. Do you see any manual control points? They look like this. If so, do they have signs suggesting the residents should use them in the event of a fire? This is a clear red flag that whoever's managing the building hasn't had a reputable company service the smoke ventilation system. Manual intervention should only be available to the fire and rescue service, and we've got another video on that. Whilst there are many other points that could be areas of concern, they may be more technical or detailed. All the points above should lead you fairly quickly to a conclusion as to whether or not the system needs a professional, but usually free, inspection. It's fairly safe to say that if the system looks a mess or fails one of the simple criteria above, it needs a specialist to delve into the detail. I hope this video has given you a good idea of the telltale signs of a dodgy smoke ventilation system. And as always, I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.